Hi guys, Alex Peak Performance Reviews. Welcome to another vlog and welcome to another car review today. Today you'll see behind me I have the new Cupra Leon. It's a 300 PS, so yeah, going to be exciting. Obviously you would have seen from my other videos, if you haven't, top right hand corner, I have done reviews of the old Seat Leon Cupras. Same kind of car, bit of a different platform now. Obviously facelifted, you can see. So yeah, what is different on the car? I'm going to let you know when I'm in car, but yeah, I'm quite excited. Obviously shapes all new, different and revised, and obviously it's now wearing a Cupra badge rather than a Seat badge. So yeah, what has changed? It'll be intriguing to see. I'm looking forward to it because I always loved it as a hot hatch and it's certainly one of my favorites, so I'm sure it's going to be really good. So yeah, watch on, let us know what you think. Hit us up in the comment section if you've got any questions. But yeah, let's go and drive it and see what it's all about. But let's see what the chassis is like. Has anything changed? Does it feel any different? Is it still up there with the absolute best? But yeah, let's go and drive it. Yeah, we're in the Cupra 300 and certainly a lot has changed since we last been out in one of these cars in a roundabout way. Obviously they used to be under the Seat brand, but things have come on quite a bit. Now they've obviously gone over from Seat to having a completely standalone brand for these Cupra cars. So all of the really hot motors that they now do have gone over to the Cupra logo. Essentially, obviously underneath you know that you've got a Volkswagen Audi group car. However, things have just stepped up a notch on the interior quality, I've noticed. The touch screen display works really well. It's really intuitive, nice quick responding, and really sharp, clean, crisp, and looks great. Obviously you've got a digital display, much like the virtual cockpits of most Volkswagen Audi group cars. In front of you as well, really super sharp, really looks nice and high end. The nice flat bottom steering wheel it comes with the faux carbon fibre parts on it look really good, and the levers used are superb. Much like most auto box cars now, they come with this little knobbly bit that's obviously for your auto settings, and you just basically go in drive, neutral, reverse, simple as that. And obviously we can change the drive modes much like we used to before, just on a switch. So first and foremost, let's talk about everything really. Let's go through. So auto box, really nice. It is a 7-speed auto. You can put it in a manual mode or you can just let it do its thing, obviously in various different modes. It is really sharp and very responsive, I have to say. Nice and keen to change down when you put it into an auto mode. Really slick and very quick to change as well. Through the gears, very quick. Suspension setup out of the factory, really nice. Nicely weighted, decently firm but not over the top. Chassis balance, really nice. Stiff but a little bit playful. Brakes are really good. And the chassis is definitely very accomplished, very accomplished. Put it back into comfort, feels really, like I say, a lot more quieter. Dampening changes to obviously not so firm, as you'd expect. Sports just dials it up a little bit. You can feel the kind of throttle response sharpen. The steering weight change a little bit. They don't change much between the modes, I don't think, the steering. But the mode for it is definitely Cupra, which is basically like race, essentially. Really nicely sprung and nicely dampened in that setting. Quite a neutral car, but not too neutral. It's fairly playful, but it's a very balanced car. It doesn't feel as though the rear wants to step out at any time. Nice little pops and crackles from the exhaust as well in Cupra mode. But the question I always ask is, when you've got a car like this, how good is it and where does it lie and where does it sit in terms of hot hatches really? And I would definitely say this is 100% one of the best. It always used to be, and it kind of must have fell by the wayside a little bit as more and more really amazing hot hatches emerged. As you'd expect, things just keep moving on. The Type R reigned king, and then lots of other things were starting to come and emerge and try to kind of steal its crown. And you know, things are getting closer and closer, and lots of different cars are getting closer and closer, as an all-round car will go. And this is no exception. This car is absolutely superb. It's got a really well-rounded chassis, comfortable enough but nicely stiffly sprung, and dampened in the sports and Cupra settings. Put it back into comfort so you can hear me. But definitely the way to go is definitely Cupra mode. It is the most perfect setting. They're all stiff, to be fair. They're all you can tell that the springs are quite tightly sprung, and the dampening's the only thing that effectively changes. And as you would imagine, and in comfort it's still quite stiff actually, but not crazy stiff, certainly not quite like the FK8. It's much more comfortable in its comfort setting, even though, to be fair, the FK8 is really decently comfortable as well. I'd say this is even more comfortable, a little bit more soft. Sports mode just takes on a little bit more, and you can feel everything just firm up a little bit. Throttle response just goes a little bit wider. Valves are open in the exhaust. And yeah, it just gets a lot sportier. But the Cupra mode, you hear again the exhaust a little bit different, and just gets a little bit more wild. So yeah, let's summarise what we think of the Cupra 300. It really has come on even further. I've always loved them. They've always been one of my favourite hot hatches out there. Almost an unsung hero in my eyes. I really think people never used to talk about them enough. And for me, they were always one of the best, and always up there, top three, without fail, all the time. Now, they've just upped the ante with the interior, upped the ante with chassis control and dynamics, even though they were already fantastic. And they really have put themselves back in the game to shoot for that hot hatch king status. I really have to say it is probably, or not probably, in my opinion, one of the best hot hatches out there without fail. And I have to say, this car is absolutely superb, and I absolutely adore it. So yeah, if you are thinking about getting one, guys, just go and test drive one, because you will not be disappointed. It's definitely one of my favourites. It sits there, in my opinion now, just behind the Civic Type R. It's got a little bit more of a slightly more playful chassis on probably everyday roads. Point to point, not much in it. And it's the first hot hatch that I feel like has brought the game a little bit closer to that FK, which is absolutely fantastic, that Civic Type R. This is an amazing car, definitely something to massively consider. If you're in the market for one, rest assured you're not going to be disappointed. Go and test drive one. Links in the bio tool with the tech spec and everything else, and hit us up in the comment section if you've got any questions. Guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, like, share, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you again in the next one. Bye for now.